Minister, thank you very, very much for making time available. We're talking about your year in review, probably your first as a Member of Parliament. Let's start off with the Mosby South electorate. What did we plan in the beginning of the year insofar as the 5-year plan is going? And what have we managed to tick off this year in 2013?
Thank you, Turaho. The 5-year plan was launched in the beginning of this year, and it's the first 5-year plan that's ever been done for the Mosby South electorate. So we created history there, setting a pace for the next 5 years of my term in office as a member for Mosby South, and showing the people of Mosby South what direction we're going to take for them in their community and how we're going to change their lives in Mosby South over the next 5 years.
Now in full construction of infrastructure projects in Mosby South, the members said 2014 is a year of construction. Upgrading market facilities in his electorate is no different, and the brand new Sabama market opened in December this year is testimony to his plans to make the people of Mosby South economically empowered and create a safe environment for market transactions. The new Sabama Market's operation comes under the Mosby South Market Management Board, and it's one of 5 other markets the member has planned to roll out in the next 5 years.
We have the fish market, the brand new fish market over the sea, just past Koki, which will be in full construction by January next year. And that will cater for all the fishermen from all along the coast and the Motuan villages, and including Fisherman Island. And they'll have a proper, clean and safe and hygienic place to sell their product, and it'll be an attraction for people to come and buy their fish and seafood products as well.
The national government has given 8 million kina to Mosby South to transform Koki Market starting in 2014, and the upgrade is expected to bring along with it opportunities for small to medium enterprises.
We're also going to enhance it by putting 40 small shops for Papua New Guineans to lease. We're going to upgrade the total facilities, build 4 classrooms for training for Mosby South, training programs, new toilets, new administration, and secure car parking. And that's going to all happen next year. It's been tendered out, and we're looking forward to that. For 2013, we have a great year as well when it comes to joint partnership with Governor as well and NCDC. We're doing 4 classrooms at Koki Primary School, 4-in-1 classrooms.
With the construction of new classrooms in selected schools in Mosby South, it is hoped the initiative taken by the member will encourage a conducive environment for both students and teachers. The Mosby South member pointed out most of the schools in the electorate are totally run down, and placing priority on education, he is set to bring a change.
St. Francis Primary School hasn't had any development in nearly 30 years. And if you see that school, you'd be ashamed that a school could operate in such conditions that it is. So I'm very happy that that school has got 4 new classrooms going up, and the school has celebrated that.
Also on the list for new classrooms is the Baptist School at Sabama, which has performed considerably well academically, educating students based on the Australian curriculum.
Being a church-run school, they get no funding from the government, but I've seen the work that they're rolling out for literacy and education for the local community in the area, and they're doing a fantastic job. So we've come in and supported by building 2 classrooms and a new church with them, and that will make a big difference for them to educate more children in the local area as well. So very positive project.
The Pari project is an ongoing project that has lasted 15 years and one that never got completed. Under the current Mosby South MP's term, the project was completed within 3 months of the member taking office. It's expected to relieve 2,000 Motukoi Tabuans with clean water, a big success story for the Mosby South electorate. Similar water projects are planned for Talai, Gorabe, Sakani settlements, the oldest surviving settlements of the Mosby South electorate, and to add to the list, a dedicated water line to Tarama Barracks.
what has been happening in the past, the main line to Tarama Barracks has been illegally tapped, disconnected, and by the settlers and the new residents coming up along Tarama Valley. So there was a problem there. So with Eroranu, once again, the Governor and I have come on board to put another line.
That additional line is for those residing around Tarama Valley, while the other solely for residents of Tarama Barracks to use.
I'd like to thank Eroranu and the Chairman, Mary Caro, and all her team and the CEO for supporting myself and the Governor in producing these water projects for the people of Moresby South.
You mentioned roads in Joyce Bay. Any other areas of Moresby South that have experienced new roads being...
A lot of our Motu Koitabo villages have not had proper infrastructure developed for a long, long time, and Moresby South has a lot of big Motu Koitabo villages. So this year alone we have sealed all the roads for Mahuru village, all the roads for Kirakira village, and into Ebokoroso as well, which is attached to Kirakira. Then from there we have also sealed into Korobasea up through Calgary. We've done a couple of roads in Gabutu, Gorobi settlement, and we're just sealing now and finalising the roads from Inkoni into Ranaguri and Sakani. And also you'll see some of the suburban roads in Tuagubi Hill have been sealed as well, where our diplomats and leaders are living. Those roads have also been tackled, and also some of our main roads along Scratchley Road and into 2 Mile Hill and Calgary.
Up next, bringing services to Moresby South with proper road access. One of the new roads in Moresby South is the new government-approved Paga Ring Road, another outstanding project for the electorate. Curtin Brothers has been awarded the contract and has started construction at the Sea Park side, a new attraction for the City Hall that is expected to create business development and public usage.
It will go right around from Ella Beach all around Paga Hill, joining up down to Champion Parade and forward on. That will relieve a lot of traffic, but also create a bit of an attraction as well for people to go out on the weekends and sit by the sea, and I'm sure there will be restaurants and other activities opened up along that road for people to utilise as well.
Part of the Paga Ring Road development approved by the Moresby South MP and NCD Governor Powers Pakop is to reclaim land out into the sea by another 30 to 40 meters. This is to enable Ella Beach more space to utilize for recreational activities.
The sea bed will also be dredged to make the sea deeper, so at low tide there's still at least 1.5 or 0.5 of a metre of sea water always there for people to swim and enjoy. And all the sand on the beach will be saved, stockpiled, the construction will be done, and the sand will go back again.
The Paga Ring Road will have a double-lane highway once completed and will run through to Koki Market. The road development in Moresby South is a lead-up to preparations for major events such as the 2015 Pacific Games and APEC meeting, which the Moresby South MP says will completely transform his electorate in 2 to 3 years' time.
Minister, the infrastructure, we're talking about roads. What about other infrastructure? Ella Beach is going to be turned around. Anything else happening in the Moresby South area?
One very big one is the brand new Hubert Murray Stadium. One very important thing for Moresby South is to have a stadium or a community centre or point where we can gather our people.
It's a private-public partnership between Curtin Brothers and the national government to transform Sir Hubert Murray Stadium into a state-of-the-art facility. The stadium is an historic icon in itself, and its redevelopment is tipped to make it something special for the local area.
Now with the new stadium, it will cater for nearly 15,000 seats. At the moment it was only about 4,000, so we're going to nearly triple the amount of seating and capacity for the stadium. It will be the new home for weightlifting in Papua New Guinea, and have a brand new gym and conference centre and many other facilities.
Just as important as infrastructure development is for Moresby South, so is supporting community projects. The transport project, which is one where the member has donated over 50 vehicles this year to support communities in his electorate, and he explains how it works.
They set up their own systems, they employ their own drivers, they charge a small fee for people to use the vehicle just to keep it self-sustainable, but that's very, very important, and it's working very well. So I'm happy the way that that's going, and we'll keep on rolling our community vehicles to those communities that need it.
At least 250 poultry projects have also been rolled out in semi-rural areas of Moresby South.
We only do the poultry projects where the people want it. We don't force it on people that don't want to grow chickens, because it will not work. Only those that are showing the interest that they want the chickens, and through the requests that come through our office, we roll out these projects to those communities.
Undoubtedly, one of the big impact projects of the electorate is the Technical Vocational Education Training, or TVET. The aim of TVET is to enhance skills training, and so far this year, 1,800 people have benefited from the program through sponsorship from the Moresby South office. 2 million kina has been spent in 2013 to educate people under TVET, and the member says he will continue to fund for the next 5 years.
By the time we finish in 2017, we will have educated close to 10,000 people in Moresby South. Now that's a lot, and we only hope that that then rolls on for them to get jobs or to get themselves self-employed and be productive parts of Moresby South as well. So alleviating people, getting them off the street, getting them out of the houses, and making them stand up and be counted, and getting them to do something.
Under TVET, the Red Cross facilitated the first aid training program aimed to train at least 1,000 people in survival skills and resuscitation over a 2 to 3 week course period. 100 participants enrolled and completed the course in 2013 and will return for a refresher course in 2014 with the hope of potentially becoming a Red Cross volunteer. Another rollout course for women of Moresby South is Health and Hygiene and Housemary course. 50 women have already graduated with certificates in basic hygiene and basic skills training in proper use of cleaning agents after 3 months of training.
And these requirements all came from our hotels here in Port Moresby, because what we wanted to do is not just train these women and just put a certificate on the wall, we also want to get them into a job. So what happened was, which is I'm very thankful to the hotels, steamships especially, Gateway and Grand Papua, they actually allowed the women to work and do work experience in these hotels after the end of their courses, to get them on site and have a feel of what it's like to be in a workforce and in a day-to-day work. For most of these women, they have never experienced that sort of thing, and it was a big eye-opener for them. When we first came in, one of the things that we campaigned on that the people actually wanted, the people voted me in for, was the House Cry scheme, humanitarian assistance in their time of need. And as we all know, when it comes to somebody dying in the family, it's a big burden put on that family to bury their loved one, and the stress of that. People don't make enough money to survive in the city, so when someone dies, it's another big issue where they have to find money to bury their loved one in the most humane and cultural and traditional manner as possible.
The Funeral Assistance Fund goes to the family of any deceased family member and is designed to relieve the burden of skyrocketing costs to bury loved ones. In 2013 alone, the Mosby South MP allocated 400,000 kina for funeral assistance, which comes under the electorate's Humanitarian Assistance Program. Each application that is submitted to the Mosby South office through proper submission process is eligible for 1,000 kina assistance. Intricately linked to that is the health of Mosby South residents, and clinic upgrades are on track for full construction. The electorate's major clinic upgrade will be the Foursquare Church-run Kaugere Clinic, a private-public partnership between the Foursquare Church and national government. The 1.5 million kina clinic will be equipped with the latest technology and equipment courtesy of steamships and the NCD Governor's Office.
By the time it's finished, it'll be a 5-bed outpatient centre, health centre. It will have an emergency centre. It will also have a dental clinic, so you can get your teeth fixed there, which is the first of its kind in a suburban area. It will have a TB and AIDS counselling and clinic set up as part of that as well. And also we want to have 2 full-time doctors at this health centre. We have to have 2 full-time doctors, and that's what we're working on at the moment with the health department, and we should have the health centre open, fully equipped, ready to roll in February in 2014.
At the moment, the current clinic has no doctors, and there are an estimated 20,000 people of Taikone, Babukori, Kaugere, Badili, 2 Mile and Sabama communities living in and around Kaugere.
And the aim and objective is to have it open 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Initially it'll be open for just 7 days from 8 till 5 o'clock, but the most important thing is that once we build some more staff housing there and continue to develop it, I would like to see by the end of 2014 that health centre opening on a 24-hour basis.
Law and order, what are we doing in the Mosby South? Because obviously it's a big issue, not just in Mosby South, but in the whole city.
Law and order is a big issue, and we're working together with the Badili Police Commander and Hawley's team at Badili and Port Moresby. We have funded this year 500,000 kina for the police foot beat patrol.
The community policing program will see daily patrols during the day and night on the streets of Mosby South, reinforcing constant police presence to the homes of Mosby South will need support, and the member has answered that need with assistance of 2 new police vehicles and new 2-way radios for 20 new recruits.
This is the first time we're doing it as working with the police on this. As far as I'm concerned, it's assistance to fund the program, to make it happen, to make it work. I want to see a regular police presence in your face, on the street, every day.
Meanwhile, churches in the electorate have been given a 1 million kina funding to fund church programs and activities. And to ensure the gospel is spread, the member has gone a step further by helping to fund construction of 3 new churches in settlements and villages which have submitted requests through his office. But he stresses these funding approvals are solely based on the recommendations of high-powered committee comprising of church leaders of all denominations who process the applications and advise the member on what projects to entertain.
I've done it that way so that the churches feel involved for the first time in Mosby South.
Let's start with sports in general, nationwide. Some of the plans that you set for 2013, have we achieved those plans?
The Pacific Games will be a success. It'll be the best games that the Pacific has ever seen. We are on target. We will have the games ready when it comes to the infrastructure and development by 2015 July. As we speak, all the major infrastructure work is moving along on time, on program.
90% of contracts have been awarded to date and a work in progress with at least 30% of projects completed. A happy Minister for Sports, Justin Tkatchenko, assures 2014 is the year of construction for the 2015 Pacific Games and tips it to be a massive year. He thanked the Prime Minister for the Games budget allocation of 400 million kina and for recognizing the Pacific's prestigious sporting event as a matter of national importance.
The Games Village, the Aquatic Centre, the indoor and outdoor stadiums, the Rita Flynn Courts, the Sejongai's Stadium, of course, as well as the Lloyd Robson Oval and Hubert Murray Stadium. All these work will be completed by 2015 March, because we need at least 3 months to check out the facilities.
Minister Tkatchenko admits it hasn't been an easy job to ensure all government processes have been done legally and correctly, and added 2013 has been a year of some frustration but a lot of success.
We've got no time to spare. Our government inherited these games 2 years behind schedule. We have caught up. Some areas we are still behind, but by next year we'll be well ahead.
Minister Tkatchenko added there is a good working relationship between all contractors, the Games Committee and his ministry in ensuring work progresses.
One of the biggest hurdles, I suppose, this year was making sure that you had the facilities in your authority or under your stewardship before you could actually develop them, and one was acquiring the titles of a lot of these big assets or stadiums. How was that managed?
It was actually, when it came to the compulsory acquisition, sounds like a big word, but compulsory acquisition meaning that under the Minister for Lands, he has the power to compulsory acquire land back to the state in the national interest.
The Sports Minister said due to the fact that there has been a lot of controversy over the sporting and recreational grounds and facilities taken over by what he described as selfish individuals for their own purpose, the national government made a move to acquire all sporting grounds back to the state.
It was quite a radical decision. It's never been done before, and especially the amount of land we're talking about. We were taken to court for Hubert Murray Stadium, which we won because the court saw that it was in the national interest, not for any personal gain, but for a purpose to get the sporting grounds back to the state to manage and run and operate properly for the public interest.
The never-before-done decision is the government's move to restore sporting facilities in PNG to their former glory days.
All the sporting facilities now, all their land titles come under the Png Sports Foundation. Every single section and a lot number and title comes under one title now, which is controlled by the Png Sports Foundation and the government. From there, the sporting codes and sporting associations then apply to the Png Sports Foundation to get a sublease for that land.
Staging of the Pacific Games is only one part of the priorities, the government's priority. Making sure that we do actually win the games is also another part. The Sports Enhancement Program is one way of developing that, but the PNG Games itself is another way of us identifying talent.
Yes.
How is that going?
Look, the PNG Games issue in 2014 will be in Lae, Morobe Province, and that's going to be a fantastic games. We are already building all the new facilities up there and improving the facilities in Lae, and that will continue to move forward.
The PNG Games is an avenue for aspiring athletes to be identified for prospective representation on the national level. And the sports minister says there is a need to encourage as many as possible to emerge so they can be identified and groomed into professional athletes. Minister Tkatchenko said just as important is the Sports Enhancement Program, which is a talent identification and sports skills training program for sporting codes and athletes in PNG.
The programs that the PNG Olympic Committee are doing is excellent through the Go to Gold program. They are funding many different sporting codes in getting the athletes to a stage where they will be gold medal champions for the country in the Pacific Games in 2015. The Sports Enhancement Program that comes through my ministry, through the Sports Foundation, is there to improve the infrastructure and the facilities in the districts and provinces, so our people have proper sporting facilities to utilise to enhance themselves. Plus, it's there to enhance the sports and individuals in the districts and provinces.
This year alone, 20 million kina had been rolled out for sport enhancement programs throughout PNG, and being that successful in 2013, the sports minister said the same effort will be given in 2014 for sports development right to the district level.
I want to make it very clear, at the end of the day, we can have all the champions in the world out there, but if the management and administration of that particular sporting code is not in order and is not running that sport properly, then it will fail. And this is why sporting administrators and sporting managers have to have a big look at themselves and ensure that they are doing the right thing for the sporting code, especially for those individuals, because they play an important role of managing the funds properly, managing the teams properly, ensuring that they get out there to do their job and making that sport a success.
Up next, more on the 2015 Pacific Games.
And now rugby league in Papua New Guinea is seeing better days. The Kumuls have gone and come back from the World Cup, and now we're getting ready to enter the Q Cup.
One of my first jobs as a Minister for Sports was to get our national sport back on track. And with the thanks of the government and our Prime Minister supporting me at that time, we have successfully got rugby league back in order.
It took 8 months for the rugby league fraternity to get back into order, with the sports ministry assisting in bringing all presidents of all clubs in PNG together to resolve their differences. The result saw a permanent board put into place, and with that, stability at the code's management level. It helped the sports ministry to move forward for the benefit of the game, especially in taking rugby league to international heights.
And instead of having an ad hoc approach of the World Cup and forming a team 2 months before an actual game or before the actual World Cup starts, we want to have a 5-year program so we are ready and be a big force to reckon with into the future. So far we're about 9 months into our 5-year program with Team Kumu, and the biggest coup was to get Mal Meninga as our Managing Director for coaching.
With Meninga working on administration of Team Kumul to ensure PNG has the best World Cup team over the next 5 years, Minister Tkatchenko said the 2013 World Cup experience has prompted Team Kumul to take on a whole new aspect. On the other hand, the Queensland Cup is also another stepping stone to rugby league development.
They'll be playing over 30 games every year in Australia and here in Papua New Guinea. They'll have proper facilities, proper dietary requirements, gym equipment to do proper fitness assessments and everything. So that will then bring our Kumul team even stronger and bigger and better than it's ever been, because the Kumul team will be selected from those that participate in the Q Cup. And that's where we haven't had that exposure before.
Minister Tkatchenko gave credit to PNG's own semi-professional league competition, Digicel Cup, for taking the initiative to groom homegrown talent. There is now a set development process in place, with a junior development program feeding the Digicel Cup competition, which the Queensland Cup will require players from, and the ultimate end product is potential national representative in the Kumul squad. From the sporting field to state affairs, it's been a very busy year welcoming international guests. The role of the National Events Minister is to ensure high-level visits are a success to the country and also to ensure visitors become ambassadors of PNG. Positive feedback has come from the official state visits of Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall's visit in November of 2012, two different serving Prime Ministers of Australia, the Governor-General of Australia, the Prime Minister of Thailand, and the Prime Minister of Fiji, among noted dignitaries. PNG next year will also host the farewell visit of the President of Indonesia, which is expected to take place around PNG's Independence Day. The National Events Minister said it isn't an easy task to host such high-profile visits, as he says a lot of unforeseen things can happen. But he's happy with the professionalism state agencies and stakeholders have shown so far in preparing for these events.
2014 will be another big year for international guests. We have requests by the President of the Philippines, the Prime Minister of Japan, the President of Singapore, and many others that would like to pay official visits to our country. I would like to see more of our high-profile visits and heads of state, not only just going to Port Moresby, but seeing the rest of our country and how beautiful it is. I think that's very important. Even though Port Moresby is our capital city, we have a lot to offer throughout the provinces of our country as well. So future visits of Prime Ministers and heads of state, we'll see if we can get them outside of PNG.
And speaking of culture, PNG will be hosting the Melanesian Arts Festival, which will be a massive event next year.
It will be organised throughout the country. It will have different festive programs done throughout different provinces of Papua New Guinea, with the main one here in Port Moresby. But once again, it's all to do to show our cultures and traditions of our different nations and to show how proud we are of who we are.
The APEC meeting will be another massive meet for PNG to organize, and the exposure PNG will get from it is expected to be phenomenal.
The Prime Minister is very keen to have this a major success. He purposely bid for it to expose our country, to show the rest of the world who we are and what Papua New Guinea is doing. And it's another massive job that requires full commitment and responsibility by everybody to ensure that it's a success.
Minister, we've covered a lot of areas here. Just in general, planning, implementation, getting the desired outcomes. You've been a successful leader so far in your respective portfolios, and the results of your hard work is tangible and is being seen. What makes you tick, and how do you manage all of this?
It's basically self-motivation. At the end of the day, you either have yourself to thank or yourself to blame for what you are doing. I've been given a mandate by the people of Moresby South to not only help them in their electorate, but also be chosen as a minister to help them at the national level. Originally I was more than happy just to develop Moresby South and help the people of Moresby South get back on track and get the infrastructure development going, get the people enhanced and moving forward, and that hasn't been done for a long, long time. But when the offer came to do and run the Pacific Games and get that up and going, and then national events, it was not only an honour, but it was also a challenge. And I love a challenge, something new. That's why I went into politics, because I wanted a challenge. I want something new in my life. And I'm not a person to sit back in a chair and waste my time. I have to do something all the time. I will never retire. I can tell you that right now. Until I die, I'll be working and dropping dead while I'm working, because I just get bored too easy. I need my mind to be ticking and getting things done. I hope that that would rub off on a lot of people too, because I'm only as good as those that surround me. If I have good people working with me that can make me who I am, that's fantastic, because I might have a million ideas, but I can't possibly roll them out myself. I need good people to implement those ideas as well, and get the job done. Always believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to achieve anything. People that want to know what I'm driven by the challenge of doing positive things for our country, seeing things actually happen. That really makes me happy. Finally seeing things change that haven't changed for so many years really gives me the drive to continue what I'm doing. Yes, you'll get those individuals that will want to put you down and say all sorts of things about you. Well, you know, they must really understand what I do every day of the week. You know, the sad thing for me is that sorry. Okay, the sad thing for me is not having my family. That's my problem. But I've dedicated my life to my job, and that's what I want to do. And my family appreciate that. It's not easy, but we're getting it done for the benefit of everybody, and they see that as well. So it's a sacrifice that I've made for the benefit of my family as well, the country, and of course getting my electorate back on track. For 2014, at the electorate level, I look forward in working with all the communities of Moresby South, in the villages and settlements and suburbs, to have a year of implementation of infrastructure and development. 2014 is going to be a huge year for Moresby South. We're going to see 4 brand new markets being built. We're going to see 8 new roads being put into different areas that have never been put in before. We're going to have another 1,800 plus young men and women being educated through the TVET and education program they'll be rolling out for Moresby South people. We're going to have a brand new health centre opened up to look after your health needs. These are just some of the things that will be rolled out in 2014, but especially one of the main ones will be the water projects, getting water finally into your settlements and villages so you can live a normal life and have these basic necessities. And I appreciate all the efforts and all the support that I get from the communities with these projects that we are doing. Let's continue to work together for the benefit of you, your family and your community, and let's look forward to a very, very productive year in 2014. Over 400 million kina has been allocated for sports in 2014. It's going to be a huge year. like this country has never seen. So let's all embrace it. Let's all work together as a team and as a family and as a community to make sure that the Pacific Games and the rollout of all the projects and programs and infrastructure development is a major success. As the Minister for Sports, I would personally like to thank our Prime Minister, Honourable Peter O'Neill, and the government as well for their full support and commitment to me. You know, without their support, I'd find it very difficult to do what I'm doing right now. So the government has been a major, important player in the success of building sports up and our facilities in our country. And I thank them for that. To all the people of Moresby South and Papua New Guinea, I wish you a fantastic 2014. And let's all work together for the benefit of you, your family, and your communities. Have a fantastic new year. And remember, too good you are, toki dai, and that's the one.